Hello Stampers, this is Sheila with Stamping Wishes. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be using this new bundle, Perfect Partial Dies, and the Parcels and Petals, which is this set here. Just love it, and it can make so many cute little things and quick little gifts for people. So anyway, let's show you what we're going to be doing and get started. All right, so here's the box, and you're going to find how easy this box is to make, and this is one we're doing today in our class. So I use that new sparkling white embossing powder. Loved it. It was just beautiful. It just sparkles. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get started on putting this together. Now, I did use the stamps and kind of make my own DSP with it, and we're going to do that again, but we're going to be using different colors and stuff today. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about your box, and we'll get the box put together first. It's pretty simple, and you're going to need 2 pieces of this frame, die frame here, and I find that if you cut out of if you're using DSP, if you cut like 4 1/4 of a 12 by 12 sheet, then your 2 will meet end to end like this. You can run 2 of them across if you're real careful and get it right to the edge, and that way you're not wasting any paper on it. So let's first move off all these card pieces, and we'll come back to that in a little bit. Here we go. All right, so to get started in your box, keep in mind that the straight edge is your top, and the bottom edge with the different shapes are your bottom. So you want to kind of keep those together so you make sure that when you adhere this, you're adhering it. First of all, we're going to go ahead and score our varnish, I should say, our score lines. And let's do this here. And then our little tabs, we want to burnish those. Okay. And that should, let's see, where's the other, there it is. And then I want to take completely this one across. This is your top fold. And then we will fold, let's see where, right here. And then that's all you need to do for that. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with this side here. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this. And as I mentioned, if you have these at, you know, like they're supposed to be top to top and bottom to bottom, you can see immediately where we need our adhesive here, and then this will just come right on top. Now these pieces that have the different patterns like this makes it a little bit hard to see at times, so you kind of have to get up there and see what you're getting into so you get your right exactly where you need to be. So let's go ahead and line that right up, and you can see the score lines. There we go, right. That's what I'm lining it up to, is that to make sure that these were my score lines here. It's probably hard for you to see, and then I had score lines there, and that's what I lined it up to. I wanted to make sure I'd gotten to that part there. Let's make sure that this dries real well. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing here. Is we want to put our adhesive right in this area here, and then we should be able just to come right down on top of it. And I want to lift that out like so. Okay, I'll give it just a second here while we're playing with it to get some of that glue off my hand. Okay. All right, so the bottom of the box is kind of like packing boxes is the way it reminds me. So you want to start off with one of them. Say this one goes down, this one goes up, and then this one would go in like, oops, the opposite way, sorry. And then this last one here goes under. And so it gives you a nice little tidy fold there. And then on this portion here, that's why we didn't score it. You see some of the score lines and stuff, but you don't want to score that direction because these are going to tuck down, which was really brilliant, whoever put that together like that, to have these little tuck-in areas here. So you tuck those in. Let me kind of get these folded down so that we can get those tucked in just a certain way. And if you'll kind of play with it and don't force too much of it, you can just fold it right there on the deal and then come out. And then this is going to tuck right in. Well, my paper's being a little stiff on me this morning. There we go. Okay, and let's do the same thing here. Well, it just needs to just kind of tuck right in. There we go. And so that's how quick and easy the boxes are to put together. I mean, they're just unbelievably easy. Now, I didn't have some of my new ribbons, so I'm going to take some Pear Pizzazz because I'm using that, let's see, what is the, remind me of our new ones, Garden Lane Designer Series paper. And I haven't gotten some of the newer ribbons in, so I'm going to use this Pear Pizzazz I happen to have on hand. And what we can do, which I think that's what we'll do here, is I've cut out a couple of little tags beforehand from this set, and I think what we'll do is, let's see if this will fit. It should. Yep. We're going to come in here with some of the Mossy Meadow. Line this up nicely on my grid paper, so I hopefully will get it straight. Not quite as dark as I'd like it, so I'm going to flip this over here. I may need to add me some more ink to my Mossy Meadow. Maybe get a little bit dry. Okay, let's try this again. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere that with a couple of dimensionals. And the reason I want to do it at this point is because I want it over my tag here on the side. Okay, so let me just go ahead and I will cut off a piece of this ribbon so we can get it out of the way. And I'm always real generous with my ribbon because I like to have enough space to work with it. I can find my small dimensionals, so I'll just use my little minis and use a couple of them on each side. And you do want to put them to the ends. That way you have plenty of space to put your ribbon through the center without getting into your dimensional areas. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of put this the way we think it's going to go here on the sides. And what's nice is you've got so many different things. It's a nice size box for goodies and little jewelry gifts. Just all kinds of things that you could do with it. Okay, so let's go ahead. And this one we're making into a kind of a little thank you gift, which would be perfect for your hostess gifts when you're doing parties or you're hosting a club, is to make one for your hostess for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through here. Let's see if I got that in the right direction I want it to go for tying my knot. There we go. We're not going to do a bow this time. We're going to just do a little knot. Trim it off. Okay, isn't that precious? Just so simple and easy. Okay, let's move on to the card. We're using our sea foam, and that soft sea foam, and we're going to go ahead and fold it in half. This is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, our next layer is going to be our mossy meadow. You can tell it's morning. I haven't had my first cup of coffee yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on. This one is measures 4 by 5.25. And let's get it. That looks good. Okay, and then our next layer is going to be Whisper White, and this one is cut at 3.25 by 5. I love layers on my cards. I just think they give so much dimension and a good way for your color to be brought out in the projects you're doing, like in this one. So we're bringing out all the colors that are in that. Okay, so next we're going to take and make our own DSP. And this is the stamp I'm using, which is this one right here from that line. And I thought it was really, really pretty. So we're going to do that in the Mossy Meadow. Okay, let's kind of bring some over here. Isn't that beautiful? It's just such a soft floral design, and I love the little dots that they put with it. It just, to me, adds so much to it. So here we go. And right about here. All right. Let's clean this off real quick and set those aside. And then we're going to come back with the soft sea. And let's get, I didn't pull it out, so let's get the little petal out of here. I think that would really do well. And overkill in the size of the stamp, but I don't have my other block here real handy, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a few of these kind of to fill in. Maybe one right over here. I think that's enough. I don't want to overdo it. And then I've got my chalk marker, Stampin' Up! Has, and I like to just kind of come in and fill in some extra little dots. Again, just bringing out some of the colors that are in the DSP that we're using. So isn't that, oh, let's put a little bit right there. Isn't that cute? So we're going to go ahead and bring the ribbon in as part of the design from the box. And there's two different ways you could have done this, is to just make a tie and then just tuck it under the edges. But I thought I'd just do it this way real quick. Okay. And I wanted to see if I had one more of those little tags here somewhere. Where did I put it? That's what you have to be careful of when you're working with little pieces, to especially when you have a white desk and the piece is white, is that you don't lose it while you're doing it all. So, and I evidently have misplaced it. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back now. So this was, I wanted to cut another second piece, which I had earlier. And what I did with it, which I thought was just really cute, is, let me show you on the die. You have this particular label, but you also have this little other little die cut here, and I thought they were just perfect at the ends to finish that off. And so what I'm going to do, instead of doing the label this way, which is one way I could do it, I'm going to do the label this way and just give us a different look. And I'll probably sponge a little bit of color around it. But let's go ahead and get it stamped first. So let's use our Mossy Meadow. And I'm using this from Well Said. Let me show you that set. That's a set everybody should have in their collection. There's two of all multiple numbers of inside and outside type greetings, but I'm using Thoughtfully Kind, Generous, That's You, since this is a thank you. Let's hope I get it kind of stamp off here to see how it's stamping. And hopefully I'll get this straight. That's good. That's real good. Okay. So you never know when you're stamping what it's going to be until you get done with it. That's the fun part of it. Okay. So let's go ahead. I've got a sponge here, and I think we'll come with a little bit of the, just a tiny bit, just on these top edges to make it pop from the paper. So I don't want the white to blend too much to it, and bring out that die cut. Okay. Bring back our dimensionals again. Okay, and let's put here, and I think here real well. And this one's okay if some of the dimensional gets on the ribbon, because this isn't going to be a movable ribbon or need to be untied like the box will be. So I think we'll put this here. All right. And let's go ahead and pop this one up on dimensionals too.